Lawyers, what's the worst way you've seen a person screw over someone else in court, whether it be criminal, civil, or divorce proceedings? Matt and Cheryl came to me during what looked like your typical messy divorce. She was accusing him of cheating and moving money around. He was saying she was crazy and unstable. They had 3 houses, a couple businesses, the usual rich people divorce stuff. But the thing they were fighting hardest over wasn't the money or the houses. It was their golden retriever, Moose. At first, I thought Cheryl was just being emotional about the dog. She brought in all these photos of Moose sleeping in her arms, vet bills with her name on them, even receipts from birthday parties she threw for the dog. I'm talking full-on parties with dog cakes and everything. Matt barely mentioned Moose for the first 3 weeks of court hearings. Then suddenly, around week 3, everything changed. Matt and his lawyer became obsessed with that dog. They started claiming Cheryl was neglecting Moose, leaving him alone too long, not taking proper care of him. They hired some pet psychologist to testify about dog trauma. They even filed an emergency motion to get Moose removed from Cheryl's house immediately. The judge bought it. Moose got placed in Matt's temporary custody while we sorted everything out. Cheryl completely broke down in court that day. I thought she was just missing her dog, which seemed reasonable enough. But then she pulled me aside after court and told me something that made my stomach drop. Moose wasn't just a regular pet. He was a specially trained therapy dog that Cheryl's psychiatrist had prescribed after she survived a violent attack years earlier. The dog could sense when she was having panic attacks and would help calm her down. That's why she seemed so attached to him. That's why Matt taking him was so devastating. But here's the thing. Cheryl had kept all this private. She didn't want her trauma aired out in open court for everyone to hear. She thought the judge would see how much she loved Moose, and that would be enough. She had no idea Matt knew about the dog's real purpose and was using it against her. I immediately filed an emergency motion with all her medical records and the psychiatrist's prescription for the therapy dog. We had documentation going back years. This should have been a slam dunk. But before the judge could even schedule a hearing, Matt pulled his final move. He put Moose up for adoption. Not just any adoption. He used some third-party rescue organization in another state. Once those papers were signed and the dog was transferred, there was no getting him back. It was completely irreversible. By the time I got the court order to stop the adoption, Moose was already gone. Some family in Colorado had him, and they had no idea what was happening. Cheryl was devastated. She couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, started having panic attacks daily without her therapy dog there to help. I went after Matt for intentional infliction of emotional distress. We had him dead to rights, but Matt was smart about it. He never admitted the adoption was malicious. He just kept saying the dog was too much responsibility during the divorce proceedings. His lawyer painted it as a reasonable decision by a stressed-out man. The judge ruled in Matt's favor, said there wasn't enough evidence that Matt acted with intent to cause emotional harm. Matt got to keep most of their assets, Cheryl lost her therapy dog, and I watched her leave that courtroom completely destroyed. The worst part? 6 months later, I heard through other lawyers that Matt had bragged at some bar about how he figured out the perfect way to break his crazy ex-wife. He knew exactly what he was doing from day one. He knew that dog was her lifeline, and he used the legal system to rip it away from her. That case haunted me so much I stopped taking divorce cases altogether.